This is the fee schedule that this board approved. First two are no charge. Third one, you can see 25 goes up, and then 5 or more, it's $100 on each occurrence. And I know there's a lot of communities that's a stiffer fee schedule than what we have here.
Ed, excuse me, is that per year, or is that just ongoing?
It's per year. Yeah, we raced the chalkboard. So here's some numbers. This is what our history has been. We started in 09, 233 alarms. This is really when I started thinking we need to do something. Brought it to you, this board, to pass that resolution. We were at 204. In 2011, went up a little bit. But as you can see, in 2012, we've had some success. It started sinking in, and we were educating our clientele, our citizens, and it's been working. Got to use a little chart. I got a little. I'll have to say this, April 1st day. Instead of 2001, it should be 2011. But you can see it's working and going the direction that we hoped it would. So, in 2012, what were the classifications? Types of false alarms. 52% of them were smoke detectors or heat detectors that were activated for one reason or another. 12% intentional. We had some system malfunctions, 33%, and then 3% carbon monoxide, fire sprinkler activation, bomb scare with no bombs. But that's the classification of false alarms that we've had in 2012. Another little chart just toss in there. Same numbers, same data. False alarm citations. How many have we written? Well, in the first full year of the ordinance in 2011, 25 citations were written. In 2012, we did 11. So I believe this is a good indication that our ordinance, even though it's not burdensome, it's not revenue generating, it's not a huge whack along inside the pocketbook, but it's catching people's attention to get things fixed. To this is we taking it seriously. So there's some success shown right there. Back to what is the volunteers doing for the community? Did you have a question?
Chief, if I may, do you still have addresses that are giving you a rash of false alarms, or is it now spread out over the community? In other words, I would suspect that back when you started working on this problem, you may have had a motel somewhere, or you may have had a fraternity somewhere that just was pretty much, here they go again. With the program, have you gotten it down to where now it's pretty spread out, or do you have one or two that still haven't gotten the message to fix their equipment or to educate their occupants, or whatever the case may be?
It's become, I think it's spread out more. I think it's the problem addresses that we had have been taken care of for the most part. What usually has been happening, without a big study, but just off the top of my head, what's been going on lately is someone may have a mechanical issue or a software issue where we'll have a rash of 2 or 3 or 4 in a row, and then they'll start to get in there into our ordinance, and it's starting to, that vehicle is helping catch their attention, and we're counseling them, educating them, working with them, and so it's less of a how we describe one problem address or two. It's being spread out a little bit.
Thank you.
Like I said, I believe this organization provides a service to the community like no other, because we're called to incidents where people are having a terrible day. We go to incidents where bad things are happening to good people. One thing, though, it's always true, is the best way to put out a fire is not to have a fire. And so community outreach programs are really important to us, and not only on the fire side of the house, but also on the EMS, the medical side of the house. And this is a list. I got a couple of pages here of some of the community outreach programs that we have. Lee Newbill Safety Fair, our pancake feed with the Alumni Association during homecoming is real popular. Gritman, we participate with Gritman, the LDS Preparedness Fair. We will go into people's homes or small groups and speak. In October every year, traditionally, we bring the second graders down to the firehouse, and it's a hugely popular event. And we have a lot of standbys, career days, historical society, ice cream social, fire station tours. Sometimes it's just onesies and twosies that will come in. We have a booth at the Latah County Fair. So we're reaching out into the community in lots of different ways. And again, these are the volunteers that are doing this and providing their time. One thing I added into the program, we for years, donation through the Lions Club, years and years ago, it was in existence before I even joined the department. They had built a smoke trailer and for public education. Well, it had outlived its usefulness and it was showing its age. Through two estates that were donated to the Moscow Volunteer Fire Department. One was Louis Baca Estate and the Dorothy Ross Estate. Through their wills, they donated monies to us, and this is where the money is going. And it's not here yet, but it's going to be delivered before summer. It's a fire safety smokehouse. And this is just a picture off their website, but it's going to look similar to this, and it's going to give us the opportunity to do more outreach and more public education training to the community. And we're also offering it up to our mutual aid partners in the county to use it as well, because we did the same thing with our old trailer. So lots of things going on. And again, this is service to the community like no other. The people are the community, and anyone that's interested in joining, you saw there is some commitment to the training because very serious business, but it's you and me and everybody else that makes up this organization. And tried to be real quick because we got a big agenda, but thank you. And if anyone has questions, I'll be happy to take them.
Thank you, Chief. Nice job. I want to make a couple of points here that you triggered some thoughts. I last week had a business dinner with some guests from Boise and from Western Washington, and they were astonished as we walked past Fire Station 1 to find out that it is a volunteer operation and that we have such an enviable fire rating and excellent response. So we're still knocking their socks off. They're going, how do you do that? I also want to encourage, as you do every time, you tell people, if in doubt, report it as a fire. Call. If dial 911 if you're worried. Don't just, we're not going to slap you with a penalty for that, This is about education and awareness. So encourage people to, if in doubt, call. I also think this is a great model to make kids not be afraid of their would-be rescuers, exposing them at the pancake breakfast and at the kids' safety fair and, breakfast with Santa, whatever it is. They know that those are the guys in the big scary suits are their friends to help them, the people, I should say, men and women in our department. And then finally, I want to thank Dr. David Pierce for reminding us every year, but now we have folded these routine false alarm reports into our annual reports from the fire department. I think that's a great plus. So thanks to Dr. Pierce for kicking us in the backside a few times to get us on that. Right. So good job. Now, council members, some points that you want to make, Sue?
Well, I think you pretty much made mine, but I thought that it had never occurred to me before that little kids would be really frightened of somebody with a big mask going coming in the house, and they're their rescuers. And so if anybody doesn't have their grandchildren or their children exposed in second grade or in preschool, to please take them down to the firehouse and let them know that, because that would be the worst thing to have a child running away from a rescuer whenever there's a fire or smoke. It's scary enough with all the noise.
So true.
Mm-hmm. Tom?
I just wanted to say that I'm the current council liaison to the Moscow Volunteer Fire Department, and I've been to just a few meetings this year, and I've really enjoyed and learned a lot from those meetings. So just wanted to extend through you my thanks to all of those board members who are serving that way.
You're welcome so much.
And Tim?
Thanks, Chief Button. Thank you to you and your complete staff and all our volunteers. Thanks.
You're welcome so much.
Walter?
Yeah, Chief, thanks much. You and all your people and all the volunteers do a great job. If David Pierce is in the audience, I can't see him for all the other people. You may want to forward the slide presentation to his email address, so he won't be here next week asking when you're coming.
Probably watching.
He's probably watching on TV.
I'll be happy to come back and we'll do this all over again.
Okay.
Great job.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to seeing that stair chair in work at our next fire banquet. That'll be great, because the longtime volunteers are still mixing it up at those events, so that's great for that.
You bet. Thank you.
respect. Thank you.